Hey Krafty Friends, this is Jen from Katahdin Crafts, and today I am participating in the introduction hop for our new Etsy business, Crescent Creation. They have some fabulous embellishments to offer. They have sequins, jewels, seed beads, clay bits, and lots more. The link will be below in the description. So today I wanted to showcase their winter selection. So I created this cute little shaker card with a winter scene. So now I want to introduce you to the products that I have on hand. These are Snow White seed beads, and as you can see they have a very iridescent shimmer to them. They're really super pretty. So in the light, I couldn't quite capture it well, but in the light you can see that they're all different colors. And then these are snowflake clay bits. Next up are the super pretty metallic gold jewels. And you can see they're gold on one side and like diamond on the other side. So these are really, really super pretty. I love shiny. And the mix does have different sizes in the bag. And next up we have the Glory of Snow Jewels mixture. Now this is probably my favorite that I have on hand right now. They are really, really pretty. They're kind of like an iridescent, but all different colors too. There's also a mixture of sizes in the bag with that. And then these are the Christmas sequence mixture. And they have gold, red, green, and some gold stars. And again, the sequins are all different sizes. And then this is their limited edition gold ornament sequins. They have this in gold and silver. I have the gold right here, and once these are gone, they are gone. I would place your order on these like super fast, and my next project is definitely going to showcase those. Alright, now it's time to turn our attention to card making. The first thing I did was use Whimsy Stamps Slimline Waves die to make my shaker card today. And just like my latest shaker card, or my last shaker card, I did something a little bit different. I'm layering the dies and making my channel for the shaker this way instead of using foam tape. So as you can see, I glued those all together, and now I'm going to add my acetate on the top. I'm just using a used dryer sheet to help get off some of the well, in my case, cat hair, because the cats are always in my space. And also just to help with some of that static electricity that happens with embellishments and shaker cards. And I did stack 6 of those purple die cuts together. And now I'm going to glue on the acetate, and then I'm going to add my cover plate, or my cover die cut right on top of that. So I'm just going to glue that. So there's going to be seven dies all put together. Just add that on the top. I'm using a little bit of liquid glue again to give that wiggle space, or that wiggle time, in order for placement. And now I was trying something a little bit different today. I'm using Hero Arts. It's a cling stamp, and this is their Snowflake Swirl Bold Prints. So I'm gonna grab out my Misty, take out the pad because this is a red rubber stamp, so it's thicker. I'm going to add that to, or line it up with the grid, my card base. And, well, this is actually just the base that I'm making for underneath the shaker card. Now I'm just going to put that down, and I'm going to ink it up in the center. Now I experimented. I don't use these large stamps often. So I was kind of, I left my era in there so you could see. I was just, the way I inked it up, I kind of rubbed it down, and then you could see those marks in my product there. So I went back and then I just tapped it on. It really is difficult to get complete great coverage on these. So if anybody has a tip on that, that would be helpful. So I pressed it down, and I could see a little bit of the oval shape on the ink, which I'm using Catherine Pooler's Pink Champagne ink today on that. And isn't that pretty? I absolutely love that color. It's like a vintage rose kind of. And so now I'm just going to flip that over to get the bottom section. And what I'm using now is some Post-it notes as a mask. I just wanted to cover up the area that I already stamped. And then I'm going to re-ink my stamp and just get that other section. And this is just for my background behind my shaker card. And as you can see, I was having a little bit of trouble getting that little section in the center there. But eventually it doesn't really matter because I'm going to cover it with the die cut from the shaker and some embellishments. And some snow actually too. So it wasn't, I gave up and decided that it didn't matter. I do love this stamp though. Isn't that pretty with the little snowflakes? And then the solid background. See, yeah, like I said, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to show you right here that the die cut's going to cover that mark anyway. That's what I was testing. All right, and now we're moving on. For my images today, I used two different stamp sets. One from My Favorite Things, and they're Snow Buddies. And then I also used Hello Bluebird Snowball Fight. So I thought that these paired really well together. And I'm not going to show you all my coloring today because the coloring of this was not the focus of my card, but it was the cute little shaker elements. So now that I've got all my pieces together, I'm going to show you the assembly. I did keep this in because I wanted you to see how I came up with a solution to figuring out my snowy background that I wanted to add. You can see all my embellishments, or I mean all my images are colored, and then I cut them out with my Scan and Cut. I had fun actually coloring them. I like all the bright colors, and as I was looking out the window at all the fall leaves and coloring winter. And I missed those little arms on the snowman, his little sticks, his stick arms. So I had to go back and fix that. So here I'm trying to come up with a solution of, I wanted only part of this on there. I wanted about half, but I wanted to keep the same curves. And then I decided, well, that didn't work. I was trying to just hand draw it on there. And then I thought, well, why don't I just cut off that curve and then use it as a stencil? So that's what I did. And then I just traced it and then I cut it out. And so I have that same shape. So that works. I just wanted you to see that little tip. And it was super easy once I figured that out. And I just kept every other one. And I just wanted a little bit of, like I said, a little snowy background. And so then now I have to figure out how to line it up behind the shaker. And so I just kind of made a little mark there, and then I try to get it to, yeah, this was a little bit of a struggle, but I got it. I figured it out. In there, I just did it like that. So now I realized I probably should have put some acetate maybe on the back, like of the shaker card. I should have placed that on top, assembled my shaker card, put some acetate on the bottom, and then I could have figured out the back a little bit better. But you know, hindsight is 20/20, and this did work. But just you can learn and you can try it a little bit different than I did. So, this is what I'm going to tell you about. Crescent Creation has a code out for you today. So Jennifer 10 will get you an additional 10% off of your purchases until October 20th, which is already on top of the 10% introduction that they're giving right now. So you get 10% off already, and then an additional 10% off if you use the code Jennifer 10. So for my shaker card, I used 3 different mixtures. I used the Snow White seed beads. I used the Glory of Snow Jewels and Miscellaneous, the mixture, which, like I said before, this is my favorite. Maybe I'm not supposed to have one, but I do. These are super, super duper pretty. And then I also used the Snowflake clay bits. And I just gave a generous amount in each of my shaker sections, and I wanted to keep them all separate. I just like that look on this die. And you don't have to. You could add some foam tape if you wanted to and make it go throughout the whole section. And I hope that you can't hear the wind. We are having like a storm today here in northern Maine, and unfortunately it means that all of our pretty leaves are probably going to be blown away. And it's making me quite sad. But it's super windy, even with the windows shut. And now I'm just putting all those embellishments in and just pushing them down to make sure that they're in there perfectly, and that there's enough room for, or that their spacing is there for the backing. So this is where I wanted to I showed you quickly that I had a piece of acetate cut, and now hindsight is I should have probably placed that first. But you know, this did work out. I had to adjust it a little bit here, pull it down, And it might have been just slightly easier if I had used that acetate and then went ahead and put it on, which that's something that I did do in my on my last shaker card. So yeah, next time. Which I do want to make lots of shaker cards with these embellishments. Look how pretty that is. I love it. I love that pink with all the sparkly embellishments. I'm really loving on this card. And actually I got a compliment from my husband. He said that he thinks that this is one of the best ones that I've done. So yeah, for him to say that, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. All right, so now I'm just going to play with my placement of my images. I just wanted to build a pretty little snow scene, even though I'm really not ready for winter. How about anybody else? Oh, and we're having like a little heat wave here in northern Maine, which is really unusual. So it's been in the high 70s and 80s, and that's just crazy because we've already had frost. Now I'm just playing with, like I said, the placement. Some of those, I kind of really wish that I had put that little sitting down kitty, the tuxedo kitty on there, but I just ran out of space. But that looks like one of my cats. I have a tuxedo cat. Just gluing all those on there. I put the little snowball underneath the bird thinking that he was dropping it down on the cat's head. I thought that was just a fun little play. And then I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted to put an embellishment or, a sentiment on the front, but I decided that I didn't want to cover up any of the sequins or the embellishments. And now I'm just using some Copic markers that match the snowman's hat and bringing that color out a little bit. And I just went around the edge for my background panel for that. But yeah, so I decided not to put the sentiment on because I didn't want to cover up any of the pretty embellishments. So yeah, I just put one in the middle of the card. So my card base is a 9x8 panel, and then I scored it on the 4-inch mark. And there's some perfect envelopes from Simon Says Stamp that fits the 9x4 cards. And I like that. They're a little bit bigger than some traditional slimline cards, but I enjoy playing with the extra real estate that it's allowed. Yeah, and so I like that. I like to do the triple mat, so now it's triple matted. And now I'm hand stamping that, and I did goof up the B. I don't very often use a stamp block. I generally always rely on my Misty, but the card is too long for the Misty that I have, so I had to hand stamp that, and yeah, that gives me great anxiety. And now I'm just finishing up my card with a few of those pretty snowflake clay bits. I thought that was a nice little addition. I didn't really like the solidness of that turquoise after. So I thought that this broke it up a little bit. And I liked that look a little bit better. And yeah, so this was super fun. I enjoyed doing this card. And remember again, Jennifer10 gives you an additional 10% off the new Crescent Creation Etsy shop. I will have all the links below. And oh, there's a giveaway. I almost forgot the most important part. One lucky winner is going to win a $25 gift certificate to Crescent Creation's Etsy shop. So the requirements for the giveaway are be a follower of the Crescent Creation blog, subscriber to all the YouTube channels on the Hop. Please like and comment stating your favorite product from the Etsy shop, and make Crescent Creations a favorite of yours on Etsy. And a random winner will be selected and announced from all the comments on October 18th. And that would be super fun prize to win, a $25 Crescent Creation gift certificate to their new shop. So thank you everybody for hopping along with us today. There's some super talented people that they selected for this introduction hop. I'm in great company. I'm very honored that I was asked. So thank you very much for Crescent Creation, and I wish you all sorts of success. And I will be stopping by and ordering myself some embellishments soon. I appreciate it. Everybody take care. Happy crafting.